holiday season approaches, look no further for custom jewelry and waist beads than Kimberly & Company. Featuring natural stones, crystals, unique and vintage beads, you're sure to find a gift even for the person who has everything. Purchase necklaces, bracelets, and waist beads individually or purchase a set for a better value. Direct and contactless delivery is available. Visit us on Facebook at Kimberly & Co. for more information or to make a purchase. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio to get a 15% discount or free shipping.
Compass or CD.org.
Welcome back. It is Black Coffee with a side of tea here with you this beautiful Saturday, October 31st. You have your favorite ladies here.
Yes.
You have me, Miss Latriva Deneen.
Short for Latriva D.
That's what's up.
You have Lisa, the boss lady.
Yes, yes.
And you have, of course, I'm back.
Your seat was served. I mean, we missed you. We certainly, Lisa filled in, but we definitely missed you.
Yes.
And then we have a beautiful special guest here today, Miss Meka Diamond. How are you?
I'm great. Listen, this is so much energy. I'm awesome.
Awesome. We're so excited to have you here. And basically we just chat. So we're just going to have a good time. But I do want you to spend a little bit of time just telling us who you are.
Okay.
But we're going to start with our weekly check-in. So, of course, ladies, you know my question is how you be, how you doing? How you doing? Let's start with Lisa. You know Lisa is rocking this pink.
I was just in the day. She's
stop
sitting over there like,
I can't
stop
looking at her.
Runaway or something.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Hashtag self-employed.
Come on.
Okay, and then I put on these size 18.
18.
Yes.
Down from a
26.
A 26.
Wow.
Yes. Thinness.
God.
Slim thick.
Since 1996, I've never worn 18.
Come on, sis.
Yeah. I was in 11th grade.
Nice.
I was like,
wow.
Come on.
Wow.
So this has been it's been an interesting week. I'll say that. It did not begin very well for me.
Okay.
But it's ending very well, and some things that a lot of other people would consider a bad thing, we have turned it into a good thing.
Yes.
And we're celebrating. We're just turning everything into a celebration.
That's right.
Nice.
That's
That's
right.
what's up.
That's how you got to do it. It's perspective, and when you are able to shift the paradigm for okay, this is how normally people would see things, but I choose to see it this way. That's when you have opportunities that come, right? That's when you attract the things you want. So shout out to you for that.
Is you over there doing a sign?
Girl, I don't know.
I said that'll
It's been one of those revelatory weeks. You hear me? So
vocabulary word.
Man, I'm trying. That's what teachers do.
I got my
We gotta keep y'all together.
Yeah.
Miss Mimi.
Yes.
Because you've been gone for 2 weeks.
Man.
So how you doing?
What had happened was
I like these colors. What's that? Purple
and red.
and red.
Yeah.
I like these eyes, ma'am.
The first time I saw purple and red, I was like, that's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
So disrespectful. So I was mad, and I worked at a clothing store, so I was like, put out the inventory.
I'm not putting that.
For some reason, it won't hang up.
No.
Ain't nobody gonna get that.
Yeah, for sure.
Then I saw this.
That shirt is everything.
Yes.
It's the blouse. And it was like, do I wear the red wig or
No.
So since this is the last day of the month where we're, recognizing domestic violence, I figured I'd go and, bust the audience down.
Go with that purple. That's lovely.
But thank you so much. I'm glad I could get in.
Lovely. Well, you did it. How was your weeks and your weeks off?
Listen, they were awesome, amazing, interesting. It's always fun when you can go somewhere. And we went to the first weekend was the women's conference, where I was asked to speak, and that was outside the box for me because y'all know I'm shy.
We're letting you make it. That's what we do.
I just hit my face.
If that's the story, we're gonna help you stick to it.
Yes. So that was interesting. I wanted to, because it was kind of like a not a religious type, but it was one of those empowerment type things.
Spiritual.
Everybody came through with scriptures, and I was like, yes, that's some good scriptures. And look, when you tell God what you want to do, how He laughs.
Yes,
seriously, right?
That's what they say.
So everybody that got it before me had, one word, and He had given me one word. It was speak.
Okay.
And everybody else that got up before me had something else that built up to speaking, right? However, when I got up there, it was like, no, you're not going to do scriptures. Make it plain. Break it down to where it's
Personal.
human.
Yeah.
And it's personal. Relate to these people.
Yeah.
And so I was like, but I want to do scriptures. But I understood that because I sat in church before and was like, okay, so thee, thou, and Einstein.
Sure.
What's that got to do with me?
Sure.
Today.
Yeah.
I mean, now, do we have another book?
Yeah.
Right. You
Come
know.
on.
So it went well. I was great with that and learned how to understand and trust him. Right. And then the week after, which was last weekend, the fashion show in Charlotte, I was excited about that because I've never been to Charlotte. And so I was ready for cold weather. It was not.
It was not.
But and then we had a lot of things that happened. But in spite of the show went off well, I think you guys know the show must go on in spite of all hiccups or whatever.
Right.
So people didn't show up. People decided not to come.
Right.
We're talking designers, models, whatever. But
Wow.
everything still went well. It was interesting because of COVID. They had us dressing on the patio. So
Right.
that was interesting.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So we had a hiccup.
But it wasn't cold, so that's good.
That was a plus.
That's a plus.
And then we were able to get inexpensive tart.
Okay.
Instead of trying to get the fancy stuff because it was not financially feasible.
Right.
And it worked out well. The
Awesome.
show started, on time. It ended on time. Everybody that came enjoyed themselves and the people on Zoom. So I'm excited. I made it back.
So good. That's awesome.
Praise
And that's the
God.
most important part. That's the most important part.
So Latriva D.
Yes,
I don't know
ma'am.
that's short for Latriva D.
That's what it
How
is.
was your week?
Yo, it's been a very, like I said, it was revelatory. Like there were definitely places in the beginning where there were opportunities to melt down and feel broken and feel overwhelmed. And what I realized, and we're going to kind of talk about this a little bit later, was like, oh wait, this has to do with some healing that I need to experience or I'm in the process of experiencing, and I was trying to hold on to something that I needed to let go. And once I was able to recognize that and then create a plan, and today I get to execute that plan later on. And so once I was able to realize that and recognize that I am ready to untether myself from some things that for all of these years I thought was me. Like I realized like, oh, no. These are things that I'm holding on to by choice.
Wow.
And I can choose to release them. And so there was a freedom in just realizing that, because I felt this whole time that was just me. And these are weights that I can let go of.
Yeah.
So I am so excited, y'all. And so it's been a wonderful week because I feel like I am going to begin to walk into a new me, a new life, walk more intentionally in my purpose. And so I'm just really excited. I'm super excited.
Nice.
Like freedom and the promise of freedom is so inspiring.
Yes, it
and
is.
it's just like, all right, I don't know what this is going to look like. I don't know what this means because this is all I've ever known. And this freedom is about to, push me into some things that I have no idea. So I choose excitement over fear.
Hey.
And I'm just excited. I'm just really excited. I'm so
like it.
excited. There are about to be some beautiful things that are going to happen for anybody who is hearing this. Like, let's literally just receive it. Like, you may not understand it. You may not believe it. You may not even see. You sitting in the dark and you got that last little 2% of juice. And all you can say is how possible. How is it possible that something amazing is about to happen? But just you wait, trust. Trust. Miss Meka,
Yes.
how you doing?
I'm good.
How was your week? Sitting over there looking all gorgeous.
Well, thank you. Well, they told me I was going to be on y'all show today.
Come on.
So my week has been awesome. It has been extremely, extremely awesome. The love that has been shown has been wonderful.
Awesome.
So God has truly been good.
That's
this
all we
week.
got.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you.
So we are about to dive in after this break and spend a little time talking to my sisters. All right, y'all stay tuned.
Are you tired of bad hair days, dry, damaged hair, and lackluster curls? We know the struggle.
Okay.
Herbs Nectar Hair Care is here with
Are you tired of bad hair days, dry, damaged hair, and lackluster curls? We know the struggle is real. Herbs Nectar Hair Care is here to bring life back to your hair and take you from struggle to shine. Offering organic, cruelty-free hair care options, we focus on giving you salon quality with multi-use products to save time, money, and shelf space. Visit our website today at www.earthsnectar.com for thicker, stronger, personality, charisma, and style. A true star ready to shine at your next event. Latriva Deneen, radio personality and event host, will make your event the place to be and provide lasting memories for your audience. If you want to take your event to the next level, book Latriva Deneen to be your host, MC, moderator, or red carpet interviewer and host. Contact her at Latriva Deneen on Facebook and Instagram for booking information and pricing. And make sure to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
The tree was.
Oh my goodness. Who else we got?
Lisa, the boss lady.
Awesome. We have our special guest.
Meka Diamond.
Awesome. And the always fabulous
Miss Mimi.
Mimi. So I wanted to talk to you ladies just kind of based off of what I, was talking about before I left. Just the realizing that I was choosing to hold on to some things that were weighing me down. And I've struggled with, and those who know me, that depression and anxiety have sort of been the thing that I have combated, right? And so one of the things that I realized, or not realized, but I would frequently experience is this depression around the holidays because, both my parents are deceased. I'm not close to my family. And these are all the things that you do during this season, right? You're spending time in these relationships circles. And so that was an issue. And so I don't know if it would be called seasonal affect disorder that I was, or depression that I was experiencing, but there was a sadness that I would, experience from like September until probably around my birthday in February.
Wow.
And so this was 10 years that I've been dealing with this. And so it was particularly difficult this year because pandemic, right? So I've been trying to ward off the depression just in general from this experience. So now we're still in the pandemic, and it's typically that season where things are real heavy for me, right? So how am I going to handle this? And so my wife and I have just kind of been trying to just make sure that we're checking on each other and we're together and we're just talking, right? And so it still was really heavy. So like I'm talking to my therapist and I'm realizing that, and we've talked a lot about this here, that my sister relationships, that those we've shared, that they need some development, right? And so because those are the things that I feel like, maybe if I had some folks to just kind of chop it up with during this time, some of this wouldn't be so heavy, right? Some of this is really like, let me just talk through it and let somebody pat me on my back and tell me I'm okay. But when you couple the little stuff with the bigger stuff, it just all feels like weight, right? Yes. And so I wanted to talk to those of you who are me, sitting out there by yourself, and you don't feel like you have this kinship. You now have a sister circle that you are with right now for the next hour. And so I wanted to talk to you ladies and get you to give some encouragement from your places of, these are spots where I have had some pain. These are spots where I've had some lessons that I've learned. I don't like to see life or situations as I've won or lost, right? You win some, you lose some. I don't really ascribe to that. My thing is you win some, you learn some, right? And so there are lessons that are to come from those failures, those losses, those shadow places. And I want to give us the opportunity to kind of share from our experiences, being a little specific, like I experienced this, and this is what I came out of it on the other side understanding. But I wanna give some of those nuggets and gems and those hope, words to someone who might need that right now. So if I was listening right now, what is the story? What is the lesson that you would share with me to say, it's okay, there's still opportunity? Have you all experienced things in your lives that kind of you can share in that way? Meka, I see you nodding. Do you mind going first?
You're like on my street.
Okay.
All in my bed.
All on my toes.
But no, I did experience it. I had friendships that I considered my sisters, right? Mm-hmm. And so, with your sisters, you feel like you can share different things, and you don't have to. They're gonna be transparent with you, and regardless to what season that you're in, they're gonna stand by you no matter what.
Right.
And so, I went through a life transition and realized that I needed to find that I didn't need to be accepted by those that were in my circle.
Okay.
And so, the life transition taught me. It showed me a lot of things that I carried them with me. And they really shouldn't have been carried. People.
Okay.
Yes, them.
Okay.
I carried those same sisters with me along the way. And then when my life transition happened, it was completely different. And so what I found a friend in Jesus.
Yes.
That was my friend.
Come on.
And going through that time, I had to depend on him to get me through that process.
Yes.
But I also realized that my next season, they weren't supposed to be with me in my next season of life.
That is it.
And I didn't understand it when the power was on top of me and it was gray and I couldn't see the sunlight. But once I got into my new season and I met new people, and I established new relationships, those who were for me and not really against me, underneath the surface, y'all know what I mean. And just realizing that, I have more to give and God had another place for me. And those people, they were where they are, and I don't dislike them, but I'm just a different person.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I remember when I was in college, I got the opportunity to hear the idea that people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I did not understand that because being 20, I thought everybody was a lifetime friend. I can't see my life without Meka, Miss Mimi, and Lisa. What are you saying? I can't. But we're going to be 35 and our kids are going to be best friends. What are you saying? Right? Exactly. Our husbands are going to be cool. Like, it's going to be, this is life. To death do us part. Right. But what I realized, you are absolutely right, that there are some folks that will love you down for a season.
Yes.
There are some relationships that come to you for a reason. And those reasons and seasons have expiration.
Yes, they do.
And you have to be ready and okay with it when they're moved on. And when you are holding on to them because you don't realize it's time for them to go,
that's it.
They're going to be removed.
That's it
for you.
Because Spirit has something for you to do. They're not meant to be there because they're not going to propel you into that place that you need to be in. So I received that you have shared that because that is so real.
Yes, it is.
And a lot of times we hold on to even our sister friends.
Yes.
Because we think that, even when that man ain't there, my girl gonna be there.
Listen.
But that's we're seeing that's not the case all the time.
She might be the reason why that man ain't there.
Listen.
First of all.
It's tea.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
But that's true because I've heard of that happening too.
For sure.
Yeah. So it's just like sometimes you have to see and be okay with, hey, God is moving me. Spirit is moving me in a different direction. And whoever the person is, maybe they're not meant to go forward with you. And sometimes they're the reason why you're stalling on your walk.
Absolutely.
So love that. Thank you. So the lesson there is sometimes you got to let folks go and let them be where they are.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It doesn't mean that the letting go is malicious or major. It just means that there was a shift.
Sure.
In order for you to grow and even for them to grow. Sometimes
that's true.
They need that split or that breakup so they can see or be shook from whatever it was they was, hiding behind.
Sure.
I've had that happen where a young lady that I was working with, I had to be removed. Because she had gotten used to standing behind me. Just period. Right? And so I had to be moved because she was doing some side stuff.
Sure.
It was one of those, when you ain't in the room type situation. I was like, oh no.
Nope.
What we finna do?
Let me go ahead and
when you let God be who God is.
Who she is.
Who she is, right? I wanted to kind of ease the
Sure.
I've heard it once before.
Yeah,
I heard it. I recognize it.
So, the spring cleaning.
Yes.
When you don't want to do it, will happen.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
Right? And sometimes that person needs to grow. But I'm glad you brought that up because I watched you for a while.
Oh,
Right?
yes.
And so to see somebody who I consider a mogul or, because she got like some things going on. And that's just only two of them. That's just the first page.
Right.
Talking about when you it's like it wasn't enough ink. It was sorry, Facebook. We tried to get it, but anyway. So to sit and say, to hear that from someone, because like they talked about earlier, people see you right now.
Yeah.
So people who are just being introduced to you now, be like, she don't know, it was easy for her. No, just because she's sitting here looking fine, don't mean that she didn't go through that process or that whatever to get her here.
Right.
So that's dope.
Yes. Super dope. To God be the glory.
Yes.
Super dope. All that.
Yes.
Super dope.
The glow up is always amazing. The comeback.
Mm-hmm.
The comeback is always 10 times better than the setback. And it's going to surprise some people. Some people that was secretly, like that meme on Facebook with Scar. Where it's like they're gonna look like this when you're falling down, and then when you coming back up, they're gonna look, a certain type of way, and that's true. That's definitely true because you do have some people that are in your life for that reason. That reason to pull you down, to make you have to fight your way down. And the people don't see that. Just like there's a picture of an iceberg, and the iceberg is coming out of the water, and under the water is struggle. Is depression, is worthlessness, feeling worthless, all of that. And then at the top you see, I see success and I see everything like that. But people don't realize the journey that you had to take to get a lot of people see who I am now. I'll give the example of my travel business. I've been doing that for 5 years and I'm a trainer. And so the people that I'm training, they see what I am now. And when they tell me all of these problems that they're having, and they don't think that I had those problems. And I'm like, I dealt with that. This is how I did it.
Right.
This is what I did. What you're going through is growing pains. And growing pains, they do hurt. But I have found out that the most painful lessons, those are the most valuable ones.
Right.
Those are the ones that you get the most from. I had someone put in my life for a reason, and that reason was separation. Because I'm that girl. I'm that girl that I have to have people around me all the time. I'm that social. I'm that social butterfly person, and I had a problem with closing doors. I had a big problem with closing doors, because I don't want nobody to be mad at me because I closed their door. And you know how they say when you won't let go of something, God is gonna hurt somebody so hard, make you get hurt so hard. You gotta let go. And that's exactly what happened. Because just as social as I am, and as much as I love people, I love my name. Don't drag my name. And so when you keep doing that and you won't fix what we have going on, then I gotta let you go. And I just said, and one day I just put on Facebook and I said with both hands. And that's exactly what I did. I let go with both hands. And when I did, I left. I left. And then I said, and people was like, why did you run away from Houston? If you guys aren't going to support me in Houston, y'all cannot support me in Dallas. And that's exactly what I said. And that's something I would have never said before. And the way that I treat people is the way I would never have treated people before, because I allowed them to feel like that I needed them. And when I realized that I did not, then my level went up here.
Absolutely.
And you have to come meet me up here because I'm not coming down.
Absolutely.
And that's what you have to do. And it's not easy.
No,
it's a hard pill to swallow.
It is.
But it's for the betterment of you.
It is.
Do it.
And you know what? The thing is, you don't understand that going through the painful process.
You
don't get it until you get on the other side and you see what he was doing in the midst of everything. But I will say this, and I'm gonna say it very quickly. The way that I responded in that season is why I am where I am today.
What do you mean?
I didn't respond. vengeance wasn't mine.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I didn't
Okay.
respond angrily. I didn't try to cover up with the things that were said and all of those different things.
Right.
I turned the other cheek.
Okay.
Much.
Okay.
And because of me, the way that I responded and not responding to the things that was around me, and I was separated from it all, is why I am where I am today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Same.
There was no fight.
It is.
Yeah.
There was
No response
battling.
is everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially it's that thing when you're wanting something new or something to change in your life, but you're not willing to make that change. You're not willing to, because for me, I had a moment where I felt like I was just going in the same circle. And God was like, well, so you got to make different decisions.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
If you react to the same situation
the same way,
then you kind of going to be doing the same
Same
thing.
thing. That's right.
So, yeah.
Because it's gonna be available there. Like the stuff that's got you in this cycle is still gonna be there.
Yeah.
You have to do something different.
Yeah, you have to do something different.
So we'll continue this conversation right after this break.
Don't let social distancing have you out here looking
See you
at
later.
Get your sex.
I think we get more on fire
Every time.
If
you think about it, this is talking just like
and children.
Lean back.
Don't let social distancing have you out here looking dusty. Get your sexy back at Exclusive Cuts Barbershop with Steph B. the Barber, offering haircuts for men, women, and children, as well as spa treatments and hair and beard enhancement. There's no better way to boost your confidence, improve your appearance, and accentuate your best features. Put your best foot forward and make a lasting impression with a fresh haircut and regular beard maintenance. Get faded today with Steph B. the Barber. Follow us on Instagram at Steph B. the Barber to book your appointment. That's STEFBDA Barber. And tell them Stunner Ready. Hey, it's your girl Lisa Dene, and I want to tell you about my book of the month, Dating in the Age of Narcissism, a Woman's Survival Guide by Kimberly Michelle. If you're like me, you've experienced the ups and downs of the dating scene, and you may have gotten a bit discouraged. Don't give up. Kimberly Michelle is your new go-to girlfriend for dating advice. Purchase your copy today and get the relationship you want and desire. Available now on Amazon, or visit her Facebook page, Dating in the Age of Narcissism, and be sure to leave a review and tell her Stunner Radio sent you.
Have me, Miss Latriva Deneen.
That's short for Latriva D.
Thank you. I don't know why that happens every time.
I gotta let them know. That's short for Latriva D. You gotta say it with your toes.
You so silly. Lisa, the boss lady, is here with us. Miss Levy is here.
Yes.
And we're going to spend a little time talking to our guest, Miss Meka Diamond. Miss Meka is going to be our We See You Sis for this week. So We See You Sis is basically where we celebrate a woman who is doing amazing things, that is basically charting their own path, that is trying to live authentically and live in their purpose. And they are doing things that will allow them to leave a legacy.
Yes.
And we want to celebrate and acknowledge that, because that in and of itself, just being that courageous, is challenging, right? It takes a lot of courage. And so we want to say that we see you. We see you out there. We see you out there making a difference, both in terms of, entrepreneurship, the fact that you have all the umpteen businesses, and the fact that you have the strength of heart and focus, that you can be willing to be an example and be willing to speak life into to others. And I got the opportunity to hear some of your interview with Lisa Dene earlier. And I definitely wanted our Black Coffee listeners to have the opportunity to learn about who you are as well. And so how did you get to being Meka Diamond?
Wow.
How did your experience start, and what made you want to take on, nonprofits, helping people? Just, I'm gonna let you talk, but tell us everything, all the things.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, and seeing me, because I'm one who don't do it for the camera.
That's right.
I really genuinely do it from my heart.
Okay.
So Meka Diamond came from, I was a party promoter.
Okay.
I was a promoter, and the name of my promotions company was Triple Diamond Entertainment.
Oh.
And so since I founded it, I was Meka Diamond. So that's where Diamond come from. So for everybody who think that's my last name, no, it's not my last name. That's my entertainment name. So if you get to know my real and my last name, then you really know me.
That's right.
But it started actually in elementary school, and I always say it started in 2007, but I actually started doing servant work in elementary school.
Okay.
I decided to, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why. God just put it on my heart to be able to. I used to go to the elementary classrooms of the kids that were disabled, who had disabilities, and I used to play games with them. Like I would play, and they couldn't speak back to me. They didn't know what I was, but just to see them smile and pushing them in their wheelchairs during lunchtime. So I chose to not go to recess, and that's what I did during recess. So that started in elementary school.
That's hard.
Yeah. So in 2007, my brother was killed due to gang violence. And so it was, thank you. And so I promised him that his name wouldn't go in vain. I was going to make sure that people would know him in a positive light. And that has been my push. It has what sustained me through the tragedy of him getting killed. And people say, why you work so hard? You do. And that's because that's my therapy.
Right.
I feel like if I'm doing something in his honor, then he's with me in the process.
How old were you?
I was maybe 25, 25, 26. Yeah, and he was 22. Yeah, so I was around that time. Okay. And so my purpose was to go back to where he was killed, the community where he was killed, in A-Leaf. And I felt like the generations during that time, it was, a lot of gangs originated from everywhere. And I didn't know the gang process. You know, I just knew that my brother started wearing this color, but I didn't even think that was it at that time. Yes. And so when it happened, and then I started realizing, like, people that I knew, they knew he was in the gang. And, in my age, my class,
the older one, knew that he was.
Right. Okay. And so I realized why he was chosen to be. He was actually going to be ranked. He was in it for 13 years.
Wow. Oh my God. And he was at the point that he was killed. And so you never knew?
Never knew.
Wow.
Never knew. And so when this happened, he was actually going to be ranked another rank. Like within the next couple of weeks. Right. Wow. And he was a leader, and I didn't know that that's what they choose. They choose leaders. Exactly. To get, have jurisdiction over territories. And so I learned all of this process during this season of my life. But that's what gave me the drive. I continued to push, and someone called and asked me for my community service hours. And thank God I've done over 7,000 hours in community service.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
So, anybody steal that post?
No. Not at all.
No. And that was in 2017. And I've been going even harder since then. And so I earned a proclamation day, November the 15th.
Awesome. Meka Diamond. Meka Diamond. Wait, my phone. I gotta put that on my phone. I gotta put that in my calendar.
I know. What day is it? It's
November 15th.
Yes.
Oh, it's coming up.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is. And so I chose my brother's birthday as the date.
Okay.
Because that was the day that I figured if I was celebrating, I celebrated because of my service. My service was because of you. So that's what I chose.
Okay.
And so we decided that, no, we're not going to party. We're going to do the same thing that we've been doing all of these years.
Sure.
And we decided to do a share the feast. We started off with just turkeys only. Okay. And then we started connecting and collaborating with Methodist Hospital, Katy, the Woodlands, UTMB, Pearland. We also do the roles, reconstruction of a survivor. We also have, HISD schools. We have different churches to where we've connected with them and found out how many families they have, how many are in their families that are going through life struggles and don't maybe have it, or maybe an illness and have to put their monies towards their medical care. Right. And so now last year we had about 350 people that we awarded boxes to that have the turkeys and all of the trimmings. And this year,
congratulations!
Thank you so much.
Awesome. That is outstanding.
Thank you. And this year now we are totaling right now as of today 450 people.
Yes.
Meka, what a blessing!
Yes.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
What a blessing.
Wow. Yes.
And so this servant heart, how did you grow up? Were you a spiritual person growing
I
up?
wasn't. You know, my grandmother was.
Okay.
And me and my grandmother were really, really tight.
Okay.
Even in the spiritual realm, you know, she gave me some, you know, she had the long talks with me.
Okay.
Out of all her grandkids.
Mhm.
I'm the one who went to church. I was a church buddy.
Okay.
And so I think it's just in me because my mom, she's a servant as well.
Mhm.
She's in the community. And I didn't even realize until I shared on the radio about me doing that in elementary school that she did the same thing when she was in elementary.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been embedded in me from birth.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So do you do specifically women, work with women, or you work with families?
I work with families.
Okay.
I work with families.
Okay.
I also go into the schools. I'm in Spring Branch. I'm in Fort Bend ISD, A-Leaf ISD.
Okay.
We give scholarships.
Okay.
We've connected with some booster clubs where we sell T-shirts, and our T-shirts, some of the monies is given to the booster clubs in the school districts. So I have a lot of different things, but I'm so grateful.
Yes.
I really, truly am. There's a lot of people who love and support me.
Yes.
Because, and I'm not.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
It is.
Because
it is a
when
blessing.
people, sometimes it's you have a vision and you have a dream, and it's really difficult to get people to rally around sometimes, especially people that genuinely believe. And so for you to know that you have people that undergird you, girl, let those tears drop because that is a blessing.
It's a blessing to be able to, you know, a lot of people are doing a lot of things for popularity, for attention. But when you genuinely have people who see, and God has aligned your paths with those who have the same heart that you have, and maybe just don't know how to begin.
Right.
I mean, I have those who have been in prison,
right,
who want to give back, but don't have those who are actually taking the time and sharing with them. How do you do that?
Right.
You know, we have formed, and I titled it this year Community Unity, because it's not about Meka. It's not about my organization. It's not about my company. It's about all of us collaborating and pulling together to get the greater city of Houston.
Yes.
And possibly, hopefully, prayerfully, that we can do this in different cities, different states,
Yes.
make it a nationwide thing where
Yes.
people will take the same efforts and support that we're doing right here that started in the city, and then go far beyond what we've ever imagined.
Let me tell you what I love about you right now.
Yes.
I love that of all of the things that you have that you do, you led with your service.
Yes.
You led with how you give back.
Yes.
And that to me tells me that that's what you feel your purpose is. Your greatest purpose is. And that whatever the businesses are, whatever the money makers are, those are there to supplement your purpose work.
That's it.
And so I appreciate the fact that that is where you came from, because that lets me know that anything else that you have going in the background, this is what that's driving this.
Absolutely.
And so I celebrate that. So what is the name of your organization?
So it's all under the Visible Evidence.
Visible Evidence. Okay.
And so it's up under Visible Evidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the nature? Like if you were to give us an about, if we look on your about page, what is the purpose of Visible Nature?
Visible Evidence is
evidence. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's a consulting firm where we have many we have things up under the umbrella.
Okay.
So we do media, digital marketing, as well as strategic planning.
Okay.
Our biggest leg up under that umbrella is community service, community outreach.
Okay.
That's my biggest leg.
Visible evidence.
Yes.
Visible evidence. Okay.
One thing I want to touch on too, for people who struggle with the word servant.
Yes.
Because that was me, right? And so I feel the need to talk about that just for a second. It's okay to be a servant. People let me just speak from my standpoint. I remember the first time I heard the word servant in church, and the pastor was going forth with the message and trying to explain how we're supposed to be servants, and I ain't trying to
serve. That's right. Foot washing.
What?
Yes.
I was like washing feet.
Why don't you know about it? Feet?
That ain't, because that's what I thought of when you say serve.
Absolutely.
And then, because the word servant has been made to be so negative. It carries such a negative connotation, like you under my feet or something. And so I wasn't trying to be that.
That's good.
Right?
That's good.
Until I learned more about it, and somebody kept kept having people say
Right.
to me, "Oh, you're a servant."
Mhm.
First of all, my name is Meka. Let's get that straight, okay? And don't put my name in back in the good Don't put my name in the same sentence.
Yeah.
But the more I started creating or wanting a relationship with God, the more it became apparent.
Right.
And it became apparent just by me doing things.
Yes.
I was always jumping to
Yes.
help.
Right.
And I still do. And I remember after I was hit by a car in the bus because I couldn't drive.
Mhm.
So in the metro bus, the driver had to stop real quick.
Mhm.
Me,
Mhm.
response,
Mhm.
right? And the lady that was sitting across from me, who knew what had happened, she was like, "You still trying to help people?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Right.
I mean, that's
Right.
what you do.
Yeah.
But see, the other part of that you didn't catch the first time that it was said to you
Oh no.
is the next part is leadership is the next word.
Mhm.
To be a good leader, you have to be a servant.
Yeah.
You have to serve from your heart
Yes.
to be a good leader. So the word servant doesn't go by itself.
Yeah.
Servant leader.
Yeah.
That's how that goes.
Yeah, and I
And
missed all of that.
a lot of us, it's the connotation. It's the world that we live in.
Mhm.
It's the perception that we have all put on that.
Mhm.
Because when you think of servant, you think of slave.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
just that.
That.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And we have been conditioned to eschew anything
Mhm.
related to that.
Yeah.
But you have just like you have to crawl before you walk,
Yeah.
you have to be a servant before you can be a leader.
Yeah. And what's crazy is the slaves would make the world go around. I'm just saying, they nursed
Facts.
the children.
Facts.
They nursed the children. They
Facts.
nursed the children they didn't have. They fed them. They cleaned them. They made sure that they read and did their homework, and then they cleaned the house. So ain't nothing wrong with being.
Yeah. No.
Right.
I'm just saying.
You
Right.
can live without them.
Right.
Right. And the one thing too that I will share, being a servant has sustained my business.
Come on.
Yeah.
Because
Come on.
I have been placed in rooms that I never would have been in if I
Absolutely.
wasn't
Without the
serving
servant.
first.
Come on.
Yeah.
I never
Come
would have
on.
built the relationships
That's
that I
so
have
good.
with so many people on platforms,
That's so
sponsorships,
good.
some corporate America,
Mhm.
if I wasn't being a servant.
That's so good.
Some people have to understand that you have to build relationships
That's
with people
right.
in order for them to trust you and
That's
want to
right.
do business with you and want to support you and different things like that. You know, people wonder why their business is not successful when they're not growing. It's because you're not building and nurturing relationships.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
And
so
I have
good.
nurtured my relationships while being a servant, and that has sustained me these years
That'll
in my
preach.
business.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the process. I think the part of the process people want to skip.
Right.
They want to start. I got this name. I got this. I'm doing
Right.
this, and then they want to skip to the end where they're getting paid. You know,
Yes.
well, the process.
Yes,
You
right.
have to put in the
That's right.
groundwork.
Yeah.
You have to be, like Sis said, you got to be the servant. You
Right.
have to, nurture these. You got to go and, build this rapport with
Right.
people.
Mhm.
It's necessary, especially if you want your business or whatever to be one of those longevity.
That's right.
You
That's
You
right.
want to be around like Isley. He's
That's
100
right.
years. And
Man, look.
That's right.
You're still stealing people parrot.
So, Meka, when did you start? What year did you start Visible?
So I started Visible Evidence. Ooh, it's over 15 years old. I'm trying to think because I started the Triple Diamond Entertainment was under the Visible Evidence umbrella. So I was probably at 27.
Okay.
So I started it way then.
Okay.
But it was just promotions.
Got
and
it.
then I started adding the different, the veins of
Okay.
music. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so when you think about where you want to go in the
Mhm.
future, what is your big dream for Visible Evidence?
So evidence is evidence of all things that are visible.
Yeah.
That's where
Okay.
evidence came from. Everything that you see that's visible is evidence from being visible. So that's where it came from.
Oh, and so the fact that you even started this thing is faith,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And the manifestation of this thing is the visible evidence of that. Come on, I got you. I won't forget again. Come on, visible evidence. Yes. Okay. So we're going to take a break real quick. We're going to listen to what you have in store, and we're going to Move on. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I was like, because I'm thinking visible changes. Remember that?
All divas, fashionistas, and ladies of style and sophistication. Lisa Danae's Diva Den is now open for your online shopping pleasure. We offer custom designs created exclusively for the Diva Den, including our Queen collection, specifically designed with you in mind. Choose from tees, tanks, hoodies, leggings, face masks, and home decor. Tired of those cookie cutter looks and boring styling options? The Diva Den can help you get your shine on. Visit us today at www.lisadene.com/divaden and tell them Stunner Radio sent you. IAG Productions is your one-stop shop for event production, sales and marketing, makeup artist services, and entertainment booking, featuring signature events with Poet Goddess Fee and date and ladies' nights. We don't do boring, and we're not your average production house. We are women supporting women and pushing men toward greatness. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram at IAG Productions for more information or to work with us for your next event. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
We're going to wrap up our conversation with the awesome Miss Meka Diamond. So we left you with, you were getting ready to tell us what is your big dream for Visible Evidence? What is your big dream for the work that you have in store?
So my big dream is it's a consulting firm, so I do want it to go nationwide. I do want to, as some would say, franchise.
Okay.
Okay. In different cities and different states. So the same things that we're doing here, the same things I started in my company, to scale to where the different things that we have here will be the same in every other city and every other state.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, we know that that's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Because your servant's heart opens the door for those things. It says that your gifts make room for you.
Yes.
And so we are grateful that we have the opportunity to have you at our table with us this week. We are now all best friends.
Yes. Yes.
So whenever you have something awesome to share, something you want to launch, something you want our listeners to know about, please promise us that you'll come back and hang out with us.
I sure will.
And give us a way to contact you or to keep up with you.
Okay.
What are your apps?
Sure. So on November the 15th, I'll share about the Thanksgiving feast on November the 15th. It's the fourth annual Share the Feast. And we will be at Good Hope Missionary Baptist Church from 9 to 2 p.m. Excuse me.
Okay.
And I know I'm going back to morning.
Good morning.
So we'll be there from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we are still looking for, sponsors or donors if you want to donate some of the items that we have. And that's trimmings for a Thanksgiving dinner.
Awesome.
Thank God the Foxhole family is sponsoring all of the turkeys this year.
Awesome.
So thankful to them and the Royal Youth Foundation and Walmart. But also, if you want to reach out to volunteer, if you want to sponsor, you can catch me on any of my social media platforms. I'm Meka Diamond. I'm also Visible Evidence.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Definitely.
Thank you for having me.
I got some.
My best friend is a celebrity.
Yes.
So
you knew her. She was here.
Absolutely. So what is our tea to go? So we always drop you a little bit of love at the end of the week. We want you to take this tea to go. So ladies, real quick, what do you want to leave our listeners with this week? Anybody jump in?
Respect the process.
Respect the process. That's
Respect that you can't skip over no steps. You need them all.
That's so good.
Absolutely. Respect what you're doing enough to give it your 100%. Don't try to deposit $100 and withdraw $1,000.
Yes,
that's good.
It's soft voice over there.
Ooh, be blessed. No.
God bless you. Yes.
So we want to say thank you. We want to wrap up for you. We appreciate the fact that you are listening with us. And this was Black Coffee with a Side of Tea. Make it a great week.
If you're looking for a keynote speaker for your next event, look no further than
If you're looking for a keynote speaker for your next event, look no further than Miss Mimi of Mimi Speaks, specializing in panel discussions, women's luncheons and conferences, and fashion shows and trade shows. Miss Mimi brings her unique blend of experience and training to make a lasting impression on your guests and clients. With powerful, engaging, thought-provoking topics and presentations, Miss Mimi will provide your guests with meaningful takeaways and life-changing revelations. Also available for red carpet interviews and premieres. Email us today at iammissmeme@gmail.com for booking information. That's iammyssmeme@gmail.com. If you're looking
You get to sign
I did. I found the wall. Yes, ma'am.
Who's using their phone to take the pictures. Okay.
And I'm curious.
And all those who value diversity, kind of really is.